Hello friends and welcome to or back to my channel. My name's Haley and today we're going to be doing an audiobook reading vlog. So for those of you that don't know, I am a high school teacher, and so obviously I have not been working over the summer. Just to be clear, I'm just going to throw this out there. Teachers also don't get paid in the summer. Not that anybody's going to come for me. I have like 5 people that watch my videos, but just to be clear, teachers don't get paid in the summer, so we're not getting paid to just do nothing. Just so you guys know. Anywho, in today's vlog, we are going to be listening to audiobooks as I prepare for my classroom. So I kind of explained this in a later clip, but every single year so far I've done kind of a new theme. I kind of want some themes that I can just rotate through, and so this year I'm going to be doing a Taylor Swift themed classroom. And one of the things that is easy to do but is time consuming is making all of the decor and getting everything ready. So what I typically have done is I will buy these classroom decor bundles where you print everything out, and the reason this works so well is you can customize it to what you need, especially as a high school teacher where a lot of these things are made for elementary schoolers. So that is one of the things that I have found that works really well for me, is buying one of those decor packs and going from there. So yeah, I will be working on my classroom decor for my Taylor Swift themed room throughout this video, as well as listening to some audiobooks. And the books I will be listening to are Lenny Marks' Gets Away with Murder, Humor Me, and The Wedding People. And these are all advanced copies that I got from NetGalley, so thank you to NetGalley and the publishers for sending me these books. And without further ado, let's jump into the video. Okay, so I am currently listening to Lenny Marks' Gets Away with Murder. We are following Lenny, and Lenny is so cute. I love her. She's very quirky. She is a teacher, which is perfect because I'm a teacher. And if you're watching this vlog, we are getting ready for my classroom for this next coming year, so it fits the vibes perfectly. But we are following Lenny, who is a teacher, and she is very quirky. She's 37 years old. She lives alone. She follows her same exact routine very carefully every day, every week. However, some of her people in her life are expressing concern about her, and they're encouraging her to go out and make new friends. And so throughout the book so far, Lenny is trying to get a life. And as we go through, we learn that Lenny has some sort of traumatic past with her mom and her stepdad, Fergus. And we don't really know what's happened. Like, the whole book is called She Gets Away with Murder, so I'm assuming it has to do with that aspect of her life, like her and her stepmom, or her mom and her stepdad. But all we can tell so far is that there's a lot of trauma surrounding those people and whatever events may have occurred. And she gets a letter from the post saying that Fergus, who is the stepdad, is up for parole. So we know something bad has happened, that he's in jail. And we just know that this is making Lenny's life very difficult. But for the first 30% or so, we're following Lenny as she is trying to make friends with her coworkers, and her coworkers are actually kind of mean. They're kind of mean girls, but to Lenny thinks they're like these young, cool, fun teachers. I think she's describing me, but I'm not a mean girl, so it's fine. It's not me because I'm not a mean girl, but she's describing these younger, fun teachers, and she wants to be friends with them. And she does end up going out for trivia with them, and she gets a little wine drunk and makes a fool of herself. I mean, really, she doesn't do anything that embarrassing, but she feels very embarrassed. And so we're just following Lenny as she is trying to get a life and come to terms with her trauma. So far, I'm really enjoying this one. Lenny does give vibes of being on the spectrum, which I love. I really enjoy reading from an autistic perspective, and so I really am loving Lenny so much, and I just can't wait to see where this story goes. So that is what I am currently listening to. And in terms of classroom preparation, I'm starting to feel all of the feelings, all of the overwhelmingness of going back to school. I go back to work on July 5th for tryouts for coaching. I coach cheerleading at my school. I'm not the only coach, I'm the assistant. just to be clear, I have tryouts starting on the 5th, and so on the 5th, I'm getting my keys back, and that's when I'll be able to go into my classroom. And because I'm crazy, I redo my classroom every single year so far, and I just want to get like a solid thing, I want to get like a solid set of themes going. And since Taylor Swift is all the rage and everyone loves Taylor Swift, I'm doing my classroom Taylor Swift because I love Taylor Swift, and it's going to be so fun. Talking about Taylor Swift is one of the main ways me and my students bond, even if it's just the boys trying to tell me that Taylor Swift isn't good and they don't like her, and I'm like, that's fine. Like, you can be wrong, but that's fine. You're allowed to be wrong in this classroom, you know? So we're doing Taylor Swift. And so today I'm going to start working on some more of my classroom decor. I started writing out a list of everything I need to do for back to school, and I got so overwhelmed. And I was like, okay, I'm going to make classroom decor because this takes the least amount of brain power. It's not stressful, but it's something that I need to do, and I'll feel accomplished by getting something done. So I wrote out a list of everything I need to do, and so I'm going to see what I've already done. I know I have some stuff already like printed out. I haven't done any laminating or cutting or anything like that. And so I'm going to start looking at that, and I'm going to start trying to make my friendship bracelet garland, which I have seen everywhere. I'm sure you guys have seen it on like TikTok and stuff where they make like the big friendship bracelet garland with the ball pit balls. I have that. So I think I'm going to work on that today because it sounds super fun, but I don't really know what I'm going to work on. I'm definitely going to start by seeing what I already have and just like what I can do. And also I don't want to do something that takes too much brain power because I do want to listen to my audiobook and focus on that too. So, yeah, we'll see. I'll bring you guys along.
Watch your back. Shit.
Okay, so I made the friendship bracelet garland for my desk that says my name on it, which is so cute. And I cut out the letters for the ones that I'm going to hang up that say in our chemistry era. And I have one more I wanted to do that I cut out letters for, but I'm one circle short, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that. But yeah, I'm so pumped. I think it's so cute. And also, I wanted to give you an update on the book. I'm now at 70% of the book, and Lenny has started to process some of her trauma, and so we're finding out more of her backstory and what's actually going on with her. It is a bit crazy, and I don't want to give anything away, but watching her go through her trauma and putting stuff together is a little bit insane. It's kind of giving like Eleanor Oliphant is completely fine vibes, where there was this really traumatic thing and that's kind of made her the way that she is, and you just slowly start to uncover it, but like way better than Eleanor Oliphant is completely fine. Way better than that because, well, first of all, way better because Lenny's likable. Lenny's so funny and quirky and we love her, and this book wasn't marketed like Eleanor Oliphant was, so yeah, but I'm about 70% through, so I only have 3 hours left real time, meaning I'll finish it in about an hour and a half, and then I'll update you guys on my final thoughts. Also, what I'm doing now is I have numbers on my desk that the kids have assigned when they have assigned seats. Instead of just doing boring numbers, I'm going to print these guys out, these little chemistry elements, and these are gonna be their number name tags on their desk, and they're so cute. And I'm gonna print each set on a different color of paper so that they're colorful. So yeah. Hello, so I am back with an update. I have finished Lenny Marks Gets Away with Murder, and I adored this book. I stand by my statement from yesterday that this is essentially a better version of Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine, which sounds kind of mean, but it's true. This book was just so beautiful. I loved Lenny so much. I loved her obsession with friends. I loved watching her relationships with her foster mom and her neighbor and her coworkers and everyone. I loved the way the relationships bloomed and unfurled. I loved watching her become brave and become proud of herself and just become more sure of herself and like really just come into her own. It almost felt like somewhat like a coming of age story, even though she was like 37. I just really, really adored this book, and I cannot recommend it enough. I think that if you like contemporary fiction, you like neurodivergent main characters, you would really, really like this one. So yeah. And now, drink break. Now, I am going to listen to Humor Me by Kat Shook. I have not read anything by this author before. I don't really know too much about this book. I know that it's set in New York City, and our main character is a stand-up comedian, or like wants to be a stand-up comedian, and that's about all I know. So I'm gonna listen to that. And then today I went to the craft store with my sister, and I got some black cardstock to continue on the classroom crafts. So I got that, and so I'm gonna cut some more stuff on my Cricut today, and then I might work on my little teacher lanyard that I want to make. I want to make like a little friendship bracelet lanyard that says my name on it, which is super cute, and I have the cutest beads. Let me show you. I have these. They're kind of hard to see, but they're like pastel-y, and they have like letter beads and just like regular little color beads. So I have those. So I think I'm going to use those to make my little lanyard. and listen to my audiobook. And as always, I don't know why I said that, but I will bring you guys along with whatever I decide to do. Also, after we went to the craft store, we went and got food and it started pouring down raining. So my hair is like crazy curly now because it was pouring rain when we left the sandwich shop. So yeah, but that's where we're at. I did too yesterday. I think I took like some footage of this. But I am making for my front door, for my classroom door, which is my front door. I guess I can say that is because I have another door in the back of my classroom that goes to like the chemical storage area. So, okay, the chemical storage, it's really like it's supposed to be like a prep room. Long story short, there's no chemicals back there. We literally just keep our microwave, our coffee machine, and our refrigerator for our snacks and our lunches and our drinks back there. And then we have stuff for like other science, Olympiad, and just like other stuff, but we don't actually keep any chemicals back there. But nonetheless, I have my door back there, and so I'm going to decorate that door as well. But my front door, as I'm going to call it now, I'm going to put like white paper over it, and then I plan on switching it out seasonally, and I'm going to put like in our era, and then it's going to be blank in the middle, and then it will like change with the seasons, and I'm going to put like different little like pictures up. And I was making those on my computer yesterday. I have like a few more left to make. I think I went through St. Patrick's Day because this is, if you don't know me, like I'm one of those people that like has really good intentions and I always think that I'm going to do stuff, but then I like don't. I think it's ADHD, undiagnosed of course, but yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make these all right now. I'm going to make these before the year even starts so that I have them all and I can easily change them out. Because if I don't have them ready, I'm not going to get around to it. And then it's going to be like in our spooky era in February. And that is something I would do. I left my Halloween window clings up until March of this year. So I don't want to be that person. I want to have my door like up to date with everything that I'm doing. So I was working on those, and I'm definitely going to cut out the in our era part that on the black cardstock. That's one of the things I need it for. And yeah, I'm just really excited about this, and I'm really, really hyped to be working on this and getting this all ready and listening to audiobooks because I love audiobooks. So this is just such a fun vlog for me. Okay, so I have an update. I'm about 50% of the way through Humor Me, and I was wrong. It is about stand-up comedy, but she is not a comedian. She works for a late-night comedy show, and she is an assistant, and she helps recruit people to do the stand-up comedy on the show. So comedy is a big part of her life, but she is not actually a comedian. And so our main character, her name is Presley, and she lives in New York City with her best friend from college, Izzy. And she's 25, she's single, she's working her little assistant job, and we find out that her mom has passed away within the past few years, and her mom was an alcoholic and wasn't really there for her and wasn't really a supportive parent. And so while she's mourning the loss of her mom, she's also mourning the loss of, I guess, kind of the childhood she could have had or the childhood she thinks she could have had if she would have had a different mom or a different experience with her mom. And then while she's out with her friend, her roommate, she sees one of her mom's friends, and her mom's friend is like, oh, we must hang out soon. And she's like, yeah, this is kind of weird. I don't think so. And then the next day she is at work, and it comes out that her mom's friend, her name is Susan. I say that her name is Susan, but it could not be Susan, even though I've literally been doing nothing but listening to the book for the past 2.5 hours. I believe it's Susan though. Her husband has like sexual assault claims against him, and so that's something that her show covers, and she feels a little bit weird about this. But then Susan I'm gonna keep saying Susan and just hope that's right, invites her to come over and hang out, and then they hang out a couple times, and she's like, Presley, do you want to be my friend? And so we're following along as she's becoming friends with this woman who was friends with her mom. And the other facet of this story, I guess, is that she's really close with one of her coworkers, Adam, and they hang out and they talk all the time, and you can tell by her inner monologue that she does like this man and that she is jealous of him dating other women, but she won't really admit it to herself or anyone else for that matter, even though her roommate can kind of tell. And so we're just kind of following her life as she works at this comedy show. Well, I guess it's like a late night show. She works at this late night show, and she just is kind of being a girl and hanging out with Susan and Adam and Izzy, her roommate. And so, yeah, I don't have really too many feelings about it. Like, I'm not super into it one way or the other. I am enjoying the story, I guess, but I don't feel very high stakes or super invested. I'm still going to keep listening though, and I will give you an update probably once I'm done with this one. But while I was listening, as you guys saw, I made my lanyard, and so I wanted to have like a beaded lanyard, like a tailored, like a friendship bracelet lanyard, but it says a lot to teach at the moment, and then I put my name on the other side. So I am gonna have a cute little lanyard for this year, and I'm not gonna put anything too heavy on it since it is like the stretchy material, and I hope it doesn't like break. I'm a little nervous about my knot tying, but I did learn back when I went to the concert about how to tie the knots, so hopefully this can stand up to the task of being my work keys all year. And I also made some more files on Canva for my front door decorations, and I cut out some stuff on my Cricut for the back door decorations. I'm going to put a affirmation station there, and so I'm going to put at the top, I'm going to make it say you make the whole class shimmer, and then it's going to have the mirror and it's going to say you are, and then all the little nice adjectives around it. But I cut out the letters and I got those ready to laminate, and so I think now I'm going to work on cutting out some of the stuff I already have printed out and getting it ready for laminating. I'm just going to use my home laminator because at this point in time that's easier, and it does work. It's thicker than like the machine at school, and so it is nice to have the stuff from my bulletin boards like thick and nice. So yeah, that's my update. This light is blinding. If you're wondering why all my videos are at night, it's because I become nocturnal in the summer and I'm just like on a nighttime only functioning schedule. So anyways, but I finished not me just sitting here reading an entire book in like 4 hours and then forgetting what it's called. I finished Humor Me, and it was good. It was good. It was enjoyable. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. Yeah, 3 stars. After I checked in with you last, shit literally hit the fan. Like, so much stuff happened, and then she ended up having a little bit of a romance blooming with Susan's son, who was kind of introduced at the beginning of the book as a possible love interest, but then it kind of was like dismissed because like she was like, oh, I'm into this other guy. And so we were like, okay, girl, you're into the other guy. So there was that. Sorry if that's a spoiler. I feel like I'm not going to be the best about not doing, I'm going to try not to do spoilers. But so there was that. And then there was more bonding with her and Susan. Her name is Susan, by the way. Can confirm after listening to the rest of the audiobook. So yeah, I liked it. I thought it was fun. I was a little sad to never really see more like job development. I thought that since kind of that's how the book started, and like that's kind of where we were like getting to know her, was like in her job. I thought there would be more job development that happened, but there really wasn't. But I mean, there was a lot of going on. There was enough other stuff going on, so it's fine. Overall, I did enjoy this book, and I would recommend if you're looking for a fun little contemporary fiction book set in New York City. Classroom-wise, I cut out a bunch of the stuff that I'd already had printed and I laminated it, which you guys probably already saw. And since I've finished laminating, I've been working on the rest of the stuff that I need to do on my computer, like organizing and prepping the rest of the files that I need to print stuff out. I also have been working on updating my substitute binder. I had the best sub for the past year and a half that literally knew chemistry, knew everything that I did in my classroom. She was always around, and so I literally didn't need to leave her anything. Like, I did not even leave sub plans. I was like, would email her and be like, here's the slides I'm teaching, like, here you go. And since I'm not gonna have that this year because she moved to New Mexico, miss you, but also why did she leave me? It's fine. But because I don't have my amazing sub, I needed to make a new sub binder with all of my new information and just updated and everything like that. So that's what I've been working on. Now that I'm finished with the book and it's 1 a.m, I'm gonna probably try to go to bed. I'm gonna go now. Bye. So I thought it would be fun to show you guys a little video haul of what I've gotten for my classroom this summer. I've actually done pretty good and I haven't bought too much stuff. Most of the stuff for decorations I bought a while ago, so I don't really count that as stuff I've bought this summer because I bought that before the school year ended. So a couple things that I have bought. So one really big purchase is I got this new teacher planner, and this is a happy planner, but what I actually got is I got the notebook rather than the planner, because the planners that Happy Planner makes for teachers are for elementary school teachers, and so it's divided up, like each day has like 6 boxes for like the different subjects and the different things you do, but like I don't do different things, I do the same thing over and over again. So that type of planner isn't really effective for me and for a lot of high school teachers, I'm sure. And so what I actually ended up doing was I got the notebook, so it literally just had the cover and it had some dividers, so like it has 3 dividers, and then it just had notebook paper in it. And so I bought that, and then what I was able to do is I was able to find stuff online on Amazon that fits these types of planners, like the 11-hole punch. And so I was able, I hope you're able to see this, I was able to buy a calendar set for starting in July going through next year. And then I was also able to buy, I can show you this now but not later, grade book pages. So I bought those, like not Happy Planner, from a different website on Amazon, and so I kind of put this planner to be everything that I need. So I have space for a calendar, I have notebook paper to write out my ideas, I have my paper grade books. I love my paper grade books. I know that paper grade books might seem like a thing of the past, but it's so much easier for me to keep track of everything on paper, and then I can transfer into my computer, and if I miss something, I have like a record, and I've always done paper grade books since I started teaching, and I'll continue to do it. So I'm excited to try this out and have this all in one spot. I haven't had like success with any really teacher planners or anything that I've done before, whether it was like a bullet journal or like a notebook and a planner or like just a notebook, like I just haven't had success. And then one other thing, I also got these little to-do pads, and so it's like a to-do list, and it just says to-do at the top, and then it just has like checklists, and these are like half sheets, so they go in there. And then the other thing I got is I got a hole puncher that fits these rings, so I can essentially hole punch and put any piece of paper into this planner, which is very exciting. So that is my like big purchase that I got this summer. And then some other things I got. So first I went to Target and I got this little plastic jar from the dollar bin. I was gonna put candy in it, but I kind of want to make it like a book recommendation jar, like books you think Miss Dyke should read, and let my kids put little like recommendations in here. And then I got some of these adhesive pouches. These just are useful, and if you want to use them on something and you want like consistent, you gotta have enough. So I got 2 packs of these. I think it's 20 in each pack, so you need enough. And then I also got these chalk markers because I have 2 chalkboard things in my room that I like to draw on. I'm considering taking them down, but for now I'm going to leave them up, I think. And so I got some chalkboard markers to draw on there. And then I got some colored pencils just to add to my collection because some of mine are kind of meh, so I got a few more of those. And then I got some of these like crappy but like also really cute little erasers. And then I went to the dollar store with my sister the other day and I got some of these turn-in bins or paper bins. I feel like these are going to be easier to use than the ones I have to get papers out of, so we'll see about that. And then I got a few singular expo markers. I did not know this was a thing until last year when I was in the dollar store. I don't know, maybe I was teacher shopping and I was like, oh my gosh. And so these are some of my favorite colors, so I got some of those. I got these post-it notes with lines. I thought those were a good size. And then I just got some regular cap erasers because kids always need erasers. More than pencils, they always need erasers. So that's the stuff that I bought for my classroom, which is pretty good considering I'm a shopper and I love buying stuff in my classroom, but I did get money from my school to order classroom supplies, and we got to order them through like a wholesaler, so they were, I don't want to say discounted prices, but they were not as expensive as you would pay at the store. So that was really nice, and I will get that order in August when I go back. I can include that in a future vlog for you guys. So that is my little mini haul. And so I wanted to talk to you about the next audiobook that I have started for this video, and that is going to be The Wedding People. And before I go into anything about this book, I'm going to give you a trigger warning, and if you think trigger warning is spoiler, then sorry, but this has a major trigger warning for suicide. The main character, Phoebe, is suicidal, and she does plan on killing herself at the start of the book, which is fine if that's like the direction you want to take your book. But based on the description, I did not get that that's where this was going to go, and there were no trigger warnings that were at least part of the audiobook that I'm reading. And so when the first mention of that happened, it kind of took me out of the story because I was like, I didn't really sign up for this. I didn't sign up to read a book about a woman killing herself. Like, I thought I was reading a book about a woman bonding with these people at a wedding that she doesn't know. And I mean, essentially that is what the book is going to be about, but just be warned that that does happen very early on in the book, and it is kind of jarring if you don't know that it's coming. So just be warned. So Phoebe, our main character, she's a professor. She's just kind of done with life, and so she goes to this really fancy hotel that her and her husband were supposed to go to before he cheated on her and left her, and she plans on killing herself. And everyone except for her that's at this hotel is for this big wedding event for this girl named Lila. And so Phoebe kind of meets these wedding people, and she meets the bride, and then she kind of starts to form a friendship with the bride, and then the story unfolds from there. If that was spoilery, I apologize, but I just want you to be aware of what you're going into if you do plan on picking this book up. So far, I have enjoyed it once I got over the initial shock of just being like, okay, am I gonna read a book about someone who kills himself? Like, I don't know, I didn't really like that at first, but I'm getting into it now. I've read about 40%, I want to say, so I plan on reading more of that while I'm working around here. And so then the last update is what I'm doing for my classroom now. So last time we spoke, I had just laminated a bunch of my other stuff that I'd already cut out and printed before. And so I have the rest of the stuff that I need to print out and cut up and laminate. I have that like ready to go, so I'm going to print that out. And my other craft that I'm going to do is these little mini records. Let me show you. So I bought these fake records off Amazon, and they're small. My plan is to print her album covers and put it on this middle part. And so I'm gonna work on that. So I started making the circle album covers in Canva. I do everything in Canva, and we get Canva Pro through our school, which is so awesome. That's where I do a lot of stuff. And another thing that I bought is I bought this circle cutter, and so you put this in the middle and it cuts like perfect circles for you. So I'm excited to try that out while I'm cutting my little pictures for my records. So that is like the other little fun craft that I'm going to be doing. I do still have more friendship bracelet stuff to make and more bulletin board stuff to cut out, but I don't want to I don't want to make the friendship bracelets yet because I don't really know the dimensions of where I'm hanging the stuff. Like, I don't know how big and long my chalkboard is, or we don't have chalkboards. I don't know how long my whiteboard is, and so I don't want to overdo it or underdo it. So I think I'm going to wait until I get back in my building at the beginning of August and take some measurements for that. So I think this vlog will kind of wrap up with me finishing this book, The Wedding People, and just whatever I'm about to like print, cut, in this record craft. So yeah.
Always watch your back.
Okay, so I don't know if I should put a hole in the middle or not. So I don't know if I'm going to continue on with this craft until I decide that. I'm going to print the rest of them, but I don't know if I'm going to put them on because I can't decide if I want the hole or not. So I think I'm going to do another one of this and then put the hole and compare, and then we'll go from there. If I'm shouting, it's because I'm still listening to my book right now. Okay, I made one with a hole. It's not a very good hole, but I made one with a hole, and I really can't decide. So I think I'm gonna put something up on my Instagram. Obviously, I would cut the hole better than I did this time, but I'll show you guys the side by side. Okay, so no hole. I think this looks more like a record. I feel like this just kind of looks like a circle. So I'm thinking hole with a hole puncher, not scissors. Okay, hello friends. I just finished The Wedding People, and this book was interesting. Like I said before, going in, it wasn't giving what I was expecting. So once we finally got to the part where she is bonding with these people whose wedding weekend it is, it's interesting. It is a book about her finding herself and building relationships with these people and seeing how these relationships can help her move forward in her life. It was good. I definitely don't know that this is a one I would widely recommend, but I did like it. So that's the last book, and I had those clips of my record. I put a poll up on my Instagram. It will be like long gone by the time you guys see this, but whatever Instagram says is probably what I'm gonna do, but I am thinking that I'm gonna go with the hole in the middle to make it look more like a record. Also, I wanted to show you I'm wearing one of my Taylor Swift shirts. It's not a lot going on at the moment. Super fun. But yeah, I'm really excited. I feel like this vlog has been super chaotic. So if you stayed this long and you watched me read audiobooks and make stuff for my classroom, thank you so much for being here and watching. I do plan on making more content like this in the future, so hopefully you guys like this. If you have enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel and comment down below. Give it a like. Anything helps. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Love you.